Call the planning and zoning meeting for December 2nd, 2021. December 6th, sorry. I get a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from November 1st of 2021?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from November 1st.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Zoning ordinance amendment. Review and possible council recommendations amending all districts in the zoning ordinances.
Yeah, this is just taking a look at, and again, this is based on the conversation that was held 23rd council meeting. So what I've done is just kind of taken a first glance at this and just revised it and added some language throughout all the zonings through A1 through I1, and would appreciate any feedback. What the process will be is that if the committee feels that they are in agreement with this, and we can take it to the council meeting and they can set a public hearing date. And then we will follow through with 3 readings. I would not ask them to waive any, so that way it gives ample time for the community to give feedback. So we would be looking at adopting, if everything were perfect tonight, the final adoption would be the very first meeting in February 7th or 8th. I don't know if
On
you
the-
can just start through A1 and just go page by page by page.
Sure,
That way.
we can start with A1.
Took out grain elevator. And then added the language that any other similar uses deemed to be consistent by the zoning officer. So that way, I know that there was some communication and comments made at the meeting that if they're on this list, they can be on this list. Nothing pretty much cannot, but it has to be a similar or like use. And again, that would be deemed by the zoning officer. And that language is on every one of, I think with the exception of the Rs. I've got it on there as well.
Yeah,
At least
number
the 2. So again, if there's something else that you see underneath the permitted use that you would like eliminated or added at this point. And that would go as well for the conditional uses too. You see something that you would like to eliminate or add, just let me know. And then if not, we can move to R1.
A1.
I'm fine with it.
R1, I just added the language, any other similar uses again deemed to be by the zoning officer. I don't think there's anything wrong with that zoning and the permitted uses. But again, if you see something that needs to be, or you'd like to see deleted or added, not only to the permitted, but the conditional use, let me know.
Anything on the R1?
No, that's good.
R2.
Same as before, the permitted uses, I didn't take anything out. I didn't add anything, as well as the conditional uses. I feel that they are satisfactory, and then added the language at the bottom that the zoning officer has the authority to look at similar uses.
R2. R3.
Same as before. I don't want to sound like a broken record.
Makes sense.
Looks good. Yep, looks good.
And commercial one.
Okay, here, I took out general services and I did call around to some other. It's just too vague of a term, so I think it's best if we just eliminate it moving forward. And then adding in the second column, there is a restaurant without drive-through. It says food sales. I'd like to eliminate the word food and just have drive-through sales, and then add another line with, that would state restaurants with drive-through sales. Because I don't want to just restrict it, it's specifically to food. It could be coffee, it could be, the tap house could add a drive-through and fill up growlers for all we know. And then,
Want to be a restaurant? I mean,
well, again, I mean, this is subject to interpretation.
yeah,
And the fear is that a couple of the people were afraid that a McDonald's or Culver's or somebody was going to come out there. I've been doing this for almost 16 years and I've never seen a McDonald's or a Culver's or any fast food go on a frontage road. They like to be at an intersection that's signalized so they can capture people. So, and there's just no way, there's not enough room to be doing something like that. And then there was also a fear of bright lights being projected back to the residential area. And they talked about putting screening up, whether it be plantings, whether it be fence, and nothing can be planted in a flood zone. Thank you very much for being here, because they were really worried about that. And then that was one of the things that was brought up with the meeting with Slavic, is that Karen said, well, can't we just build up the berm? Said, no, you can't touch it. You can't, because you can't do anything with the waterway. So again, if you see another term that you would rather use than restaurant,
Fast food, would that make a difference?
well, I
I
think,
don't know if you want to get rid of the food. I don't know if it's just. I don't know if you could put, I don't know if Piazza would ever get one, or if there's even that many in the state of Iowa, but like a drive-through liquor place or the pharmacy itself would, is that on?
no, that would not be in there. So again, we need to look at the word restaurant. You could just simply say business with.
Yeah.
I think that would be a generalization to catch it all. And then I'll also add that to the language and cross off restaurant and add the word business with drive-through sales. Anything else on C1?
No, that should be fine, I think.
C2,
Okay, there's a few more on this one that I have excluded. I do have some questions like on the construction shops, lumber building material sites, recreational vehicles. Do we want to look at indoor only or outdoor and then require fencing or some type of screening?
I would probably go with, you might even want to determine hours
Okay,
or something like that, if you're gonna butt up against a residential. If you want construction shops and they gotta be done by 7 o'clock, or you don't want somebody building
yeah,
something with air compressors and stuff going with the doors wide open and echoing through everywhere.
again, that's totally up to what the committee would like to look at.
Isn't there already an ordinance from 7 to 10
You would
for
have
stuff like that?
the noise ordinance itself, but I don't know.
It's 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Thursday. The rest of the weekend, it's 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. So and that is being looked at as we speak, being revised, because it's ridiculous to have because you would have an outdoor venue that would be open and have maybe a live band, and you're shutting them down on a weekend at 8 o'clock. So, I mean, we want to be respectful, and we want to be consistent with what other communities are doing. Again, there's a few businesses on here that are 24/7. So, but your C2 is going to be in your more, again, this is in a more highly trafficked area. And again, nobody is saying that we have to agree on everything tonight. I mean, we can wait and bring it back in February, but the thought process was to try to get something in a line so that the businesses out on Thunder Valley Drive could open and operate. What we're going to do at the council meeting next Tuesday is make a statement that'll be captured in the meeting minutes that allows Jumbo Coffee to go ahead and operate underneath the existing C1, knowing that the C1 will be revised at some point and adopted.
One construction shop be more fitted under M1.
Again, it's totally up to you.
I mean, you know,
You're saying take it off of C2 and move it over to him?
yeah,
Is that what you'd like to do?
I think it'd be, I think it'd be all right, I think. It'd make more sense.
What are you thinking, Angie? So we'll move that over to M1. Do you see any other ones on there that you feel might
Move that one.
suit it?
We should move the-
Lumber sales too, probably.
So are you okay with recreational vehicle being an outdoor?
I'd say,
I would,
like, is that just sales? I don't know.
I mean, they'd have a repair shop where that'd be 5 o'clock, they'd be done and wouldn't be on Saturdays or Saturday afternoons anyway. I don't see where that would be too much of an issue.
Well, we're hoping that they have reasonable business hours, like
Yeah, that's
maybe
what I'm saying.
closing at 8 o'clock at the latest.
Allowing them until dusk anyway, so.
Yeah. I think that could be on C2 probably.
Another business that the people that were at the meeting spoke and said that they didn't want to allow was vehicle service or repair, because they felt there would be a lot of noise.
That could move over to M1.
I
Yeah.
think it's already there. Yeah, it is.
Sales is probably more commercial. You wanna work on it, it's
How
probably
does
more
that
industrial.
affect your current businesses?
Like which one?
Because you'll have two of them currently. You have Piazza Automotive and you also
There's-
have,
They would be the
Willis?
well, you're talking about
Willis
vehicle
is-
service or repair, Piazza Automotive as well.
It would be grandfathered in at this point.
grandfathered in it. Cause you'd have D&D and
Right,
them.
Has there been any complaints about them or not?
not to my knowledge.
But they've been there for quite a while, I would assume. So I mean, that's just one of those things, as the community grew, we kind of grew out around it.
Doug does a pretty good job keeping it.
Yeah, I think they have to.
Yeah,
So you guys-
and town
What's the name over there on Piazza Street?
like that too.
Willis?
Willis, there you go, gosh.
Again, it would just be grandfathered in, and if the next business coming in, then we could really restrict it. Or we have a reason to restrict it.
Anything else with C2? Change the restaurants to businesses
Mhm.
again? One Light industrial.
I think a majority of the industrial parks in one, if I'm correct. I don't think there's any M2.
Catering establishment over to commercial.
Totally up to the group.
I don't see what,
You want to look at moving that over to C1?
yeah, probably. Doesn't seem industrial to me.
I would probably agree with that.
Matt and Angie, are you okay with that too?
Yep, that makes sense.
I think a lot of these zonings came from Farley. That's why you're seeing green elevator pop up, a
Mhm.
lot of them. And I took sewage and or garbage disposal plan out. I just don't want to see that.
Mhm.
And I don't want to see it. in
County.
M2. But yeah, we're so close to counting.
Wastewater treatment, all that wastewater stuff, go, that's gonna go
Well,
back
we've
to,
kind of got it out there already. The wastewater treatment plant.
but that would, should go into cities zoning, shouldn't it? Institutional.
Well.
You're not
Institutional
gonna have
to
a
me
private
is,
company.
I see that as a facility. movement.
Yeah.
Institution to me is like brick and mortar where services are being done, or schools being held. I just don't want to see it in an M1, the sewage or garbage disposal plant.
We could down to conditional uses. So that way they have to have a, they can't just go in.
Yeah, that's up to the group. I mean, underneath the conditional uses, you already have waste transfer.
Yeah,
So would you think about, your recommendation would be to move the wastewater treatment, water
Water
management,
management.
distribution and water treatment all?
yep, all down to
Okay.
conditional use.
I think that'd be fine.
I agree.
Okay. Angie? And down there where it has parking, I need to update those sections too. And I'll fill that
I think it's supposed to be. The section 4 in.
in. Mhm.
Anything else with light industrial?
Fine.
M2. Industrial.
Again, from our general services, took out sanitary landfill, junkyard, salvage yard, sewage or garbage disposal plant. If you're okay with leaving the wastewater treatment, water management and water treatment in that use. Or if you want to move that down to a conditional use as well.
I think we move it down. I don't think there's anybody gonna come in and do anything with that, was it?
I agree. Conditional use.
I agree. Consistent,
And then I'll update the parking and sign regulation once we get that squared away.
Heavy industrial is allowed in heavy industrial.
I'm sorry.
Heavy industrial. I think we took it out of.
Oh, shoot, yeah. We can remove that as well. Good catch.
And light industrial,
Well, M2 is kind of the highest zoning, so anything below it.
so anything in M1 is allowed in M2.
Mhm.
You can put light industrial dash M1,
And into what, I'm sorry?
or
Just
just,
M1.
just to call it out, I don't know.
We can just eliminate it because we've got light industrial with M1. So we can just, that would be my recommendation.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? for me?
Fine.
Institutional,
I didn't see anything in there that I would have eliminated, nor did I add anything. Just added at the bottom, as I did with the other ones, that any other similar uses deemed to be consistent by the zone. I really don't see this category growing at this time.
So would filling occupational health be considered,
Occupational health,
or you know, up here, main drag?
oh, for Unity Point.
Yeah,
it's more
would that be,
I think it's.
would that be classified in this or not?
personal thing.
I think it's under a C1.
Yeah, I saw it.
A medical clinic, yeah. So we're covered there. And again, this is gonna be fluid. It's gonna change as we grow. But I think it's best that we try to catch it up to where we're at for right now. And once we get through all the zonings and all the ordinances, then it'll be on a reoccurring cycle to go back and review them, as well as the comprehensive plan.
Is the apartments in that institutional, or did we take them out when we did that?
Dormitory? Are you talking about college suites?
Yeah.
Dormitories covered underneath that. And then I'll update the parking section. And again, when we get through the signage, I'll update that as well.
Do we want to take a vote on these changes? Send to city council?
And as I mentioned, what they'll do is they'll go ahead, look them over, and I guess if they're satisfied with them, then we can set a public hearing date, which will be that first meeting in January, and then it'll go through 3 readings and then be adopted that first meeting in February. And I really don't see Jumbo Coffee, from what I'm hearing, I don't see them opening up from what Slavic said until probably February, late February. So I hope they're wrong because we were shooting for Christmas open date, so
Mhm.
we'll see.
I'll make a motion to approve the recommendations that we made tonight for the zoning ordinances.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
As you know, this is Chairman's last meeting. He sits with coyly smiles. He has provided his resignation letter, and then you want to talk about,
I was talking with Mike Ackerman, who was on the zoning board before he ran for city council. And yes, there was a couple other candidates, but with the location that they were in town, we kind of thought it was better if we have somebody that represents the other side of town over there to kind of keep things a little even. So I believe he will take a seat, not necessarily the chairman's spot, but you guys can vote on that when
No problem.
January.
no pressure, Matt, but it's usually the vice chair that slides down. And Mike will be appointed next Tuesday at the 14th meeting, as well as Justin will be sworn in.
We're just gonna swap spots.
I know Mike will do a great job, as you have. So appreciate everything you've done,
I think.
and I appreciate
Congratulations.
everything you guys are doing, because I mean, this is a lot being thrown on you all at once.
Is there anything else? Any other business? Anything? Comments? No?
I'm sitting here just.
Join the warmth? Get a motion to adjourn.
Oh, hold on, do you guys want to meet the 3rd?
Oh.
Well,
I'm okay postponing if everybody else.
We can always,
unless something comes up,
But if
Yeah.
not, we'll just look for February. Find out. It's the seventh.
February 8th. Or 7th, yeah, Mondays.
Don't confuse me. What year are we in?
Well, Mondays now go to Tuesdays.
All right.
Like, there's a different.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Yeah, happy holidays.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
What's that?
I'll make a motion.
Oh, second.
Favor?
Aye.
Aye.